I believe every good piece of art is really a message from the artist to himself. My art begins as a message to myself, even though it will probably resonate with somebody else out there. But I realized if it doesn't resonate with me internally, it probably won't have any connection to anyone else. I think that's why music producer Rick Rubin says that the audience comes last. When I first heard that, it didn't quite make sense, but I understand that if you're just trying to cater to your audience, you're only going to show them more of what they've already seen. When you cater to your own vision, that's when you begin to do something new. If my art is a message to myself, then what am I trying to tell myself with my art? I think there are a couple of main things that I'm trying to tell myself. And number one is slow down. Number two is don't be afraid. Number three is the idea that there is still good in the world. And finally, I think what I'm trying to remind myself is that there is something far more real than what I can immediately see. Plato talked about this thousands of years ago. This world is simply a shadow for what is truly real. And I think there's a lot of truth to that. I think there is I'm not going to get into all the nuances of reality, but I do think that there is more than just simply meets the eye. Personally, I'm looking forward to the next stage in our evolution, as it were, to where we can have our eyes truly opened and we have woken up from this sleep that I think we are currently in. When people look at my art, I want them to feel brave and calm and restored and hopeful. I want people to know that this world is far bigger than they imagined, and that reality is much greater than anything they've ever dreamed of. I want people to know that they have an important role here in this world, and that they are deeply connected to the world and the universe and to each other, and to God, and to reconnect to themselves in the process. Is that a lot to ask of a piece of artwork? Maybe, but maybe not. I believe that that's what I was put here on earth to do, to create artwork that reminds people, especially me, of something greater than themselves. You might ask me if my art is a form of communication, or therapy, or protest, or personal exploration, or any number of things. It is my belief that everything we do in life is a prayer. Every piece of art I make is a prayer. Sometimes it is a prayer of lament, or a prayer of thanksgiving, or an expression of joy. Sometimes that prayer is an exploration and a searching for meaning, for truth about what was and what is to come, which I suppose in a roundabout way is to say that my art is all of the above. It is communication, it is therapy, it is protest, it is exploration. But ultimately, it is a prayer that connects me and you, the viewer, to the divine. To that end, if the job of my art is to connect people to the divine, then it would stand to reason that my job as an artist is to be a prophet. Now, I don't mean prophet in the sense of predicting the future, although that can happen. The word prophet really just means to speak forth. And I feel like my job as the artist, as an artist, is to speak truth into the world in such a way that it transforms the recipient. Sometimes that transformation is uncomfortable, and sometimes that transformation is a call to the viewer, the recipient, to wake up from whatever misguided state that they are currently in. If my art is there to transform people, I believe that the transformation I'm truly being called to perform is to move people from a life of distraction to a life of contemplation. I have found this notion compelling for quite some time because I've found if I slow down just a little bit, I will begin to see beyond the facade of things. I will see deeper in myself and in other people and in the world. I want to help people start peeling back those layers so that they can find more than what is just right on the surface. That's probably why the technique that I use when I paint involves a lot of layers and building up and taking away. And when you look at the painting, you can see a lot of layers of transparency, and so that the artwork will shimmer and shift in the light. If this video resonated with you, I'd love it if you could share, like, and subscribe. And I hope to hear from you soon. Take care.